You won't believe this until you see it. Think pistols with wicked slides, submachine guns that bite back, and rifles that deliver artillery-level punch from a shoulder. Mechanical nightmares, thunderous blasts, and cartridges that rewrite what recoil feels like. Every round here carries risk, and every pull of the trigger is a gamble. Stay locked in. The list builds up to something you won't expect. Number 8. Desert Eagle Mark 19. Let's start with something you've seen in movies, but never actually fired. The Desert Eagle Mark 19 in 50 Action Express. This isn't dangerous because it's poorly designed. It's dangerous because people drastically underestimate what they're holding. This gas-operated semi-automatic handgun weighs over 4 pounds empty, heavier than many rifles. The 50AE generates around 1,500 foot-pounds of energy, roughly triple what a 9mm delivers. Here's where shooters get hurt. That massive slide weighs nearly 2 pounds and cycles with tremendous force. Improper grip? The slide can bite your hand badly enough to require stitches. Weak wrists or poor stance? The muzzle flip is so violent it can come back and hit you in the face. Multiple documented cases of facial injuries from Desert Eagle recoil exist in medical literature. The rotating bolt locks into a 3-lug barrel system similar to a rifle. When it cycles, there's audible mechanical violence happening inches from your hands. But here's the real danger most people miss. The sheer weight creates fatigue faster than any other handgun. Your muscles tire, your grip weakens, and that's when control disappears. By your third magazine, you're fighting the gun instead of controlling it. That's when negligent discharges happen. So why do people still shoot it? Because it's an engineering marvel. Because hitting a target with 50 AE is an achievement. Just understand, every trigger press is managing controlled violence. Respect it or get hurt. Number 7. Cobray M11. Now we're entering truly hazardous territory. The Cobray M11 submachine gun. The firearm that made even seasoned instructors nervous. Why? Because this open bolt design is infamous for unintentional full auto runaway firing. Open bolt guns fire when the bolt slams forward and strikes the firing pin. The M11's extremely simple blowback design uses stamped sheet metal parts and minimal safeties. Early versions had a reputation for firing when dropped, jarred, or even when the trigger was released instead of pulled. Over 10,000 rounds per minute cyclic rate when it malfunctions. That's not a typo. When the sear fails, this gun empties its magazine in under 2 seconds, whether you're ready or not. Multiple documented cases exist of shooters losing control as the weapon climbs uncontrollably. The accuracy? Effectively zero during rapid fire. With a 5.5-inch barrel and minimal weight, muzzle rise is so severe that keeping rounds on target past 10 feet becomes guesswork. Here's what makes it genuinely dangerous: the lack of quality control in manufacturing. Some M11 run relatively reliably, others are mechanical disasters waiting to happen. You don't know which you have until you pull the trigger. For many collectors, historical curiosity is what compels them to shoot this. They're lessons in what not to do in firearm design. But make no mistake, every time someone fires an M11, they're gambling that the sear holds and nothing catastrophic happens. Number 6. Barrett M82. From questionable design to overwhelming power, the Barrett M82 50 BMG anti-material rifle. This is where we cross from handgun danger into artillery-level punishment. The 50 BMG was designed in 1918 to penetrate armor and destroy equipment. It generates over 13,000 foot-pounds of muzzle energy, roughly 9 times the power of a .308 Winchester. Let me put that in perspective. When you fire this rifle, the concussive blast alone can cause injuries. The muzzle brake redirects gases laterally with enough force to throw dust and debris sideways. Shooters positioned next to a Barrett have reported temporary hearing loss even with double ear protection. The recoil is brutal but manageable if you're prepared. The rifle weighs 30 pounds empty. That mass is your friend. But improper shoulder placement, broken collarbones have been documented. The rifle's recoil spring and buffer system absorbs tremendous energy, but physics doesn't disappear. Here's the danger casual shooters miss. Muzzle discipline becomes critical at this power level. A negligent discharge doesn't just punch a hole. It can penetrate multiple barriers, travel over a mile, and cause catastrophic damage to anything it contacts. But here's why it deserves respect rather than fear. The Barrett is engineered exceptionally well. The semi-automatic recoil operation is reliable. When operated correctly by trained shooters, it's as safe as any other firearm. The danger comes from underestimating the power you're controlling. Can civilians handle this? Absolutely, with proper training and healthy respect for what they're firing. Number 5. Sten submachine gun. Let's travel back to World War II. The Sten submachine gun, one of the most dangerous guns ever issued to Allied forces. This wasn't dangerous to the enemy, it was dangerous to the person carrying it. The British designed the Sten for one purpose: produce massive quantities quickly and cheaply. They succeeded. They also created a gun notorious for accidental discharges that killed Allied soldiers. Here's the fundamental problem: open bolt design combined with crude manufacturing and minimal safety features. The bolt is heavy and under spring pressure. If you drop the gun, that bolt can jar forward, chambering and firing around. Documented cases of soldiers killed by their own Sten guns after dropping them exist in military records. The magazine sits horizontally on the left side. Why does this matter? Because it's easily bumped, causing feeding malfunctions. But worse, accidental magazine releases happened frequently. A partially inserted magazine could allow the bolt to ride over a round and fire it outside the chamber. Catastrophic failure. The trigger mechanism is notoriously unreliable. Light strikes, double fires, and failure to fire are common. But the most dangerous malfunction? Slam fires when closing the bolt. The firing pin could strike the primer before the bolt fully locked, causing out-of-battery detonations that could destroy the gun and severely injure the shooter. So why did they make over 4 million of these? Because in war, quantity sometimes trumps quality. The Sten cost under $10 to produce and could be manufactured in workshops without specialized equipment. Today, shooting a Sten means accepting risks that modern firearms eliminated decades ago. Number 4. 700 Nitro Express. At number 4, the 700 Nitro Express. This cartridge wasn't made for comfort. It was made to stop charging elephants. It spits out roughly 8,900 foot-pounds of muzzle energy, more than double most Magnum rounds. Recoil? Over 160 foot-pounds. For perspective, a 12-gauge shotgun is about 50. You're taking more than triple the shotgun's kick through a rifle that usually weighs 15 to 20 pounds. Even so, that mass doesn't erase the violence of the recoil. Miss the mount or miss the cheek weld, and the gun can slam you hard. Broken collarbones, separated shoulders, nasty bruising are real risks for the unprepared. Rifles in 700 Nitro Express are often hand-built double rifles from the great gun makers. Think Holland & Holland or Wesley Richards. Fine craftsmanship married to brutal physics. The muzzle blast is concussive enough to rattle anyone nearby. The rifle doesn't just move, it accelerates, then impacts you if your shoulder isn't locked in. That's when injuries happen. Why do people still fire it? Because it's engineering taken to an extreme. Because it's a living piece of big game history. Because landing a solid hit with a 700 is a rare, brutal achievement. But here's the truth. For modern hunting, it's overkill, expensive, and unnecessary. You shoot one to feel the past, history in recoil form. Number 3. Anzio 20mm Anti-Material Rifle. At number 3, the Anzio 20mm, a shoulder-fired platform for 20 by 102mm Vulcan cannon rounds. Yes, cannon rounds made for jet guns. Muzzle energy tops 40,000 foot-pounds, roughly 3 times a 50 BMG. This is anti-material, anti-vehicle, anti-everything. The rifle weighs 60+ pounds, but mass doesn't tame the recoil. Descriptions: Violent. The huge muzzle brake reroutes gases so force extends several feet to each side. Nearby people are in the danger zone. Worse, the concussive pressure travels through the shooter's body. Users report full body pressure waves. Experts warn repeated firing risks internal blast-like injuries. Legality is a mess. Many places treat 20 millimeters as a destructive device. Licenses are required. Some states ban them. Ranges rarely allow firing. So why build it? Because engineers asked, can we, and chase the boundary. Is it practical? No. Is it safe? Only under extreme controlled conditions. The Anzio 20mm is the civilian edge of military power. A technical triumph with real consequences. Number 2. 950 JDJ Fat Mac. Number 2. The 950 JDJ, nicknamed Fat Mac. This is truly insane territory. The most powerful sporting rifle cartridge ever made. It fires a 2,400 grain bullet at about 2,100 feet per second, producing approximately 25,000 foot-pounds of muzzle energy, nearly double a 50 BMG. Recoil energy? 200 plus foot-pounds. That's more than 4 times a 12 gauge. Even in a 60 to 70 pound rifle with every recoil fix you can buy, firing it is a full-body event. Shooters compare it to taking a heavyweight punch while someone shoves you backward. SSK Industries built these as custom pieces. Reinforced actions, oversized barrels, one-off craftsmanship to survive pressures that would ruin normal guns. And here's the scary part. The margin between safe and catastrophic is thin. A bad round or a tiny defect under those forces can mean explosive failure. Broken bones aren't just theoretical, they're a real risk. Only a handful have ever fired a 950 JDJ, because beyond cost and complexity, the human body simply can't take much of it. Why build it? Because engineers asked, how far can you push it? And answered with raw power. Is it practical? No. Is it unforgettable? Absolutely. The 950 JDJ is engineering pushed to extremes. Spectacular, dangerous, and utterly unnecessary for anything but proving a point. Number 1. CheyTac M200 Intervention. At number 1, the CheyTac M200 Intervention. This rifle exists to do one thing: reach out farther and hit harder than almost anything else made for a human shoulder. It's chambered for .408 and .375 CheyTac rounds. Match ammo that pushes approximately 2,900 to 3,000 foot per second and delivers roughly 8,300 to 8,400 foot-pounds of muzzle energy. CheyTac claims sub-MOA accuracy out past 2,500 meters, extreme long-range territory. The rifle itself weighs about 31 pounds without optics and uses a 7-round detachable box magazine. It's built around balanced flight projectiles and surgical long-range design. That energy doesn't bite you like a hunting cartridge. It punches with consistency, sent down range with insane ballistic coefficients that stay supersonic miles away. This is a precision instrument, not a raw power stunt. It trades the theatrical blast of huge cartridges for surgical reach and repeatable hits at extreme distance. Used by elite units and long-range specialists, the M200 is a technical solution to a hard question. How do you reliably strike at extreme range? Is it practical for recreational shooters? No. Expensive ammo, heavy kit, and exacting skill make it a specialist's tool. But is it demonstrably effective? Absolutely. It redefined what a shoulder-fired rifle can do at extreme range. The CheyTac M200 isn't about brute force. It's about precision power stretched to the edge of what a person and a rifle can achieve. So there you have it. 8 firearms that push the limits of human control. Remember, power means nothing without safety. Always train properly, follow range rules, and respect recoil management, and firearm handling basics. Which one surprised you most? Drop your thoughts below and stay tuned for the next one. Firearms that look dangerous but are surprisingly manageable. Until then, stay safe, respect physics, And remember, just because you can shoot something doesn't always mean you should.